Our next speaker is Hariharan Rajendran. He's an 6 times Microsoft MVP and he is a director at business intelligence Tiger Analytics company. And today's he's going to discuss about alternatives to Power BI dashboards with MS Fabric items. So Hari, I'm handing over the stage. So please.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Rajendra. First of all, thanks for the opportunity to present my session on this Data Analytic Group virtual conference. And thanks everyone for joining this session, spending your time on Saturday. So this session is more of Microsoft Fabric related stuff. So the previous session more of an agentic. I believe you enjoyed the sessions, and I believe like a lot of sessions scheduled for today. So this session I'll be covering the Fabric plus Power BI. So the topic of the session is alternates to Power BI dashboards with Microsoft Fabric items. Right, so I just want to clarify things, right? So if you are new to Power BI or Microsoft Fabric, so within this Microsoft Fabric or Power BI, you have two different components. One is the report and another one is the dashboard. Right, so report is the one which we create using Power BI desktop. That is where we'll be creating all the pages, visuals, slicers, filters, all sort of things. And dashboard is another component, which is nothing but a collection of multiple visuals which you can ping from multiple reports. Right, so now I'm going to talk about consider different options or services within Microsoft Fabric for your dashboarding use cases. So the agenda for the session is we'll go through the Microsoft Fabric overview. In case if you are new to Fabric, I'll be spending maybe 2 to 3 minutes just to cover what is Microsoft Fabric and what are all the services or experiences are there. Then we'll deep dive to the Power BI dashboarding use cases, right? So what are the typical use cases where we use Power BI dashboards on top of Power BI reports? And then we'll talk about a couple of Fabric features and how those features can be enabled to use this or handle this dashboarding use cases. So about myself, I'm Hariharan Rajendran. I'm a Microsoft MEP in Power BI and Microsoft Fabric. I'm also a Microsoft certified trainer. So I have my experience in different data platforms and business intelligence platforms. I'm running a YouTube channel called Hari's BI. In case if you want to understand some of the Power BI, Fabric, or Power Platform concepts, you can go and check it there. And these are all my LinkedIn and Twitter handles, right? So in case if you want to reach out to me for anything related to Fabric and Power BI, you can. Okay, let's get started with the Microsoft Fabric overview. So this has been introduced before 2 years, right? So from now, from then, like there are a lot of traction from multiple customers. So the adoption to Microsoft Fabric is keep increasing, which you can see from Microsoft announcements, right? So number of customers, number of onboardings are keep increasing every month, right? So this is a very good initiative from Microsoft where they are trying to consolidate all these different data and analytic services under one single umbrella called Microsoft Fabric. So this is a one unified intelligence data platform where you can go and create your lakehouses, warehouses, even SQL databases. So to databases or data warehouses, lakehouses. So you have all the necessary components like pipelines, notebooks, it's the Spark clusters. It all sort of informations are integrated into a single platform. So this enables different persona or different experiences, right? So when I say persona, the data engineering persona, right, or the BI persona, or maybe the data science persona, right? So the whole development team can collaborate easily within the single platform, and they can leverage all the data directly from this Microsoft Fabric. Right? So all these different workloads are there to support different experiences or a different persona. So if you take data engineering, typically we go and create lakehouses, the medallion architecture-based lakehouses, warehouses, right? We use notebooks, right? The Spark clusters, Python notebooks, right? PySpark notebooks, right? So all are integrated in this platform. And same goes for data science and even Power BI, right? So all the Power BI related stuffs like the semantic models, reports, all are integrated in this platform. And all these different workloads are going to handle the data, which is going to reside under one single data foundation, which is called One Lake. Right? So this is a one central data repository for the Fabric, and this can be accessed by different experiences or different workloads. Additionally, you can even access this One Lake directly from your Windows system, right? Using One Lake Explorer, where you can easily upload your structured data, maybe in the form of Excel, CSVs, or even the unstructured data like PDFs or Excels, right? So it is a storage where you can handle both structured and unstructured, and those data can be easily handled by these different workloads. Right, even the Power BI semantic models, that the underlying data is going to be stored in this one lake. So that's how the Microsoft team has intelligently built where each workload can connect to the underlying one lake by native languages, right? So if you take Excel, it is going to speak with the data through SQL language, right? If you take Power BI, then it is going to connect with the underlying data through that VertiPack and DAX languages, right? So that's how the whole platform is intelligently built. And in last 2 years, you can see there are a lot of features are added into all of these experiences or workloads. And there are a lot of new features, right? So if you take the real-time intelligence, it is one of the unique feature which you can get it from Microsoft Fabric compared to all other vendors in the market. Right? So that's a unique selling point for Microsoft. And additionally, all these experiences tied together into a one single umbrella with one single tenant, right? So whatever features, the experience, the security that we used to have in Power BI, all are still applicable to all these different experiences. So you have a tenant level controls, tenant level securities, governance, and you still have a capacity level, compute level security and governances. And additionally, you still have access and controls governances at a workspace level. Right? So you have a lot of controls across the platform, across different layers. And you have a security is natively integrated by Microsoft Entra ID, and you have security layer at each level, each experiences, even at one lake level, one lake security. Right? So there are a lot of things Microsoft already planned, right, and already leveraged, which is already popular for Power BI, and make it available or extended to all these services. Right, so maybe you can go and check the Microsoft Fabric blog to understand what are all the latest features which are being released to each one of these experiences and services. And Microsoft not just focusing on adding new features, so also focusing on how to enable this platform more effectively in terms of performance, enabling developers to get more productivity, right? So there are a lot of investments and effort being put it there on the platform, enabling everyone to go and get into Fabric and just focus on only the use cases, scenarios, or solutions instead of focusing on bringing the data, worrying about the integrations, connectivity, right? All are sorted out by Microsoft itself. Just focus on the problems, solutions, and the use cases. So let's dive into the actual topic, the dashboarding use cases in Microsoft Power BI, right? So typically we go and create dashboards for different reasons, right? Different use cases or scenarios. So one of the primary scenario or use cases, so like you may have a lot of reports, right, which you created on top of your Power BI semantic models. Each report may have a lot of pages and visuals. So if you want to enable business users just to focus on a certain set of KPIs or visuals, right? So using dashboard, you can easily pin only the required KPIs by persona, right? Maybe executive leadership might be interested to specific visuals. The next level leadership might be interested to additional set of KPIs or visuals, right? So using dashboard, you can build a persona specific stuffs where you can pin different visuals, the related visuals into the dashboard, and you can easily share the dashboard directly or through the Power BI app. Right? So that is a primary use case or a scenario where we typically use dashboards in Power BI. And then the next use case, which we were using dashboard for, to building a data alerts and notifications. So if you think about the Power BI platform, right? So in Power BI, unfortunately, we didn't have a alerting system, right? We had an alerting system only in the dashboarding. So within dashboard, you can go and create an alert. So I'm referring to the out of the box feature, right? So you still have a lot of other possibilities or opportunities to bring or creating an alerting system using services, external services like Power Automate or maybe Python based stuff. But within the platform, within just only in Power BI, we had only alerts only within the dashboards. So that is another scenario use case where we go and create dashboards to create an alerts. And that's a third interesting scenario is to building a real-time dashboards. right? So real-time dashboards is possible by handling the real-time or streaming data sets, right? So in Power BI, you can go and create a streaming data set and which can get data from different IoT devices, maybe through the stream analytics in Azure, event hubs in Azure, right? Or even any custom applications like PubNub and all, right? So using that, we used to create the streaming data sets. On top of that, real-time dashboards in Power BI. And then these are all the primary things. Additionally, people use dashboards to create a landing page for all their reports, right? And it supports embedding videos, HTML applications. You can embed an iframe applications within dashboard, and this can be even embedded in any web portals, right? So in some of the places where they showcase this dashboards, the real-time dashboards in a Power Apps platform, or maybe in an interactive the large scale TVs where they can easily monitor what is happening in a more real time. It's on the it supports mobile consumption. So basically, these are all the use cases scenarios where we typically use dashboards in Power BI. Right? So I'm going to maybe touch upon a couple of items here and how these two scenarios or use cases, right? So how these two use cases can be handled with Microsoft Fabric and maybe with advanced features and capability. Right. So let's start with the first one, data alerts and notifications. The scenario is I need to build an alerting system on top of my Power BI data points, right? Not just for Power BI, but any data platform which you have already within Microsoft Fabric, right? So if this is the use case, we go and create an tile in dashboard where we will be pinning the visuals from Power BI, and there we can go and check the alerts. And as you know, this alerts always supports one metric at a time. When I say one metric, it is just one card visual, right? If you have a, let's say, a column chart or maybe a bar chart, right? If you want to get an alerts created for those kind of a visuals, which is not possible within dashboard, right? So alerts are only possible for the KPI or a card visuals, and there is no customization in the sense you can just simply go and create an alert. You can just define the threshold, right? And you will be notified as an email. So you cannot have a customization in the sense like handling multiple data points. Right? So different set of targeting systems. Right? So all sort of informations or features are were lacking on these dashboards. And then you can even do the Power Automate stuff, right? So you can easily do Power Automate stuff, and I mean to handle the alerts. So we typically go with Power Automate to create a custom alerts, and maybe other external tool dependencies with, let's say, a Python based or any other language specific tools which we use to create alerts. Right? So how this can be more effectively handled with the Fabric, right? So that is where we have a feature called activator, right? In Fabric we have an activator. So using that activator feature, you can handle all this alerting stuff, and it also enables a more customization in the sense like you can create an alert for your table visual or a matrix visual or any sort of visuals, right, which you have in your Power BI. So basically, all those visuals may handle a lot of data points, right? So that level of a customization can be done. And from the alerting system or a notification system perspective, you can configure an email notification or you can configure an Teams notification, right? So that level of compatibility is supported out of the box with the Activator. And you also have a native integration with Power Automate, right? In case if you have complex workflows created in Power Automate, which you want to trigger when there is a particular data points meeting a threshold, right? You can easily trigger the Power Automate flow directly from your Fabric through this Activate. And it also integrates with other workloads, right? Not just specific for Power BI. So if you take the real-time hub, right, the streaming events, KQL databases, right? There, the activator is natively integrated, which means it is one single service which can be used to down across different workloads within Fabric. So let's see this in action. Maybe I'll quickly show you, sorry, how the current alert in dashboards, right? So for example, if you see this is a dashboard or a sorry report. So we if you want to create an alert, right, we just go to pin this visual. Right? So just go here, maybe choose the new dashboard. We just say demo one, click pin. And I'm going to pin the another one as well. For example, this, so I'm just pinning this as well onto the same dashboard. I'm trying to pin the another item as well. So this is how like we create dashboards where we can go and pin specific items. So once this is done, to create an alert, if you go to the dashboard, you will see all the pinned visuals. So these are all the visuals that we have pinned. Right? If you see, if you want to create an alert, you can see and manage alert option. Right? So if I see for this, you can see manage alert option. Because these are all card visuals which handles only one data point at a time, right? If I go here, you will see like there is no manage alerts. Right? So which means alerts can be created only for the one data points which can come from the card visuals, right? So if you go to manage alerts, you can go and create an alert. So here you can set the alert title and alert rules for that measure, and then you can specify the condition above, below, and you can set up the threshold. So when the value is above the threshold value that you are going to configure, you will be notified as an alert. So you can see at frequency at almost every 24 hours, once an hour. This depends on how soon your underlying semantic model is updated and how soon these metrics are changing. Right, based on that, based on the setup, you will be getting an alert. Right, so like that, you can go and create multiple alerts for different data points, which you have to pin into this dashboard. So that's how we typically create alerts just using Power BI dashboards. Right, so now let's go to the Fabric side of things, right? So how to create maybe the similar alert or even the advanced alerts using Microsoft Fabric item. Right, so to just give you an idea, what is about activator, right? So to understand that, you can just go and create a new item. You can search for activator. Right? So this is the one. So since this is a fabric item, you need to have a fabric capacity in place. So it can be a trial capacity or a pay as you go or a paid capacity. So with that, you can easily create this activator. And you can see it supports get data, right? So these are all the different data sources which you can consider as a source for the alerts or the activator. So I'll talk about that in my next demo. So now let's go with the sample, like, just to understand how this activator. So the activator is leveraging, or the under hood of this activator is the real-time intelligence hub. Right? So basically, this required as streaming events or streaming data. Right? So on top of that streaming data, you can go and create your objects, properties, and you can create alerts. So since we selected the sample data, so you can see this sample data just comes out of the box like it is streaming the event. So basically, this is a packaging stuff. So you can see some of the IoT devices are streaming the data to this activator. So these are all the streamed events, which you can see on real time. It is pushing the data, which we are seeing here, right? It has all other details like city, customer, and I mean you can configure this for any of your IoT devices, right? If you start with, right, so you can have all these columns or properties captured as part of this IoT or a streaming data, right? So once this is in place, on top of this streaming data, you can go and create a object, right? So here you can see the package is an object. Within that, you can go and create multiple properties, right? So the properties are nothing but the dimensions or which you have in this streaming events. So city is one of the dimension, and the delivery items is another one, right? So delivery status. So these are all different properties. For each of the property, you can go and create an alert. Right. So basically, this is an hierarchy, right? You are going to have a streaming events, which is a source for this activator. So on top of the streaming events, you can go and create an package which is at a most, I mean, top level. Of below that, you can go and create an properties for the package or the object, and then you can create an alert. Right. So these are all comes out of the box, right? So in case if you want to create your own object for a specific column, you can just go and create a new object. So just go here, just choose this streaming one, and then you can see new object. And here you can specify this name of the object, and you can choose what is the column that you want to consider. Right? So, for example, I know this is a table where the package ID is a unique. I'm just choosing that. Here, I'm going to choose a different property. So I can choose, let's say, city, and I want to set an alert for the temperature. Right? So I can choose this as a property. Click create. Right, so once I created, you can see the another new object is created called P1, which we named now, and the city is the property and temperature is the property. Right, so here I can go and create an alert. So I just go and choose this and a new rule and create a rule. So here you can specify the condition. Right, so previously we saw like only above, below, right, in dashboard alert. So here you have a lot of conditions, numeric change, if it is increase, decrease, change, right? So you can specify anything here, right, as a condition, and you can specify the range, lower bound, upper bound, right, and occurrences, how many times you should notify it, right? All those settings can be configured, and you can set an action, right? Whether you want to set receive as an email or maybe a Teams message. Right? So that level of configurations are supported out of the box. So with that, you can easily configure things, and that's all. You just click create and start, and the activator will start running. Right, you can see it is start running. So as soon as the new data comes, as soon as the condition is met, so we have to provide the proper condition. But as soon as the condition is met, you will be getting an email. Here you can even add the other folks in the organization to whom you want to send these alerts, right? So you can do that, and you can easily stop in case if you want to stop these alerts, you can stop this. So with that, the whole services will be stopped, and you can still start it again whenever you want. So this is how consolidator works. Basically, it is trying to stream the data from the respective sources. So once the data is streamed to this platform, on top of that, you can go and create alerts. And let's see how this can be used for Power BI side of things, right? So if you go to any of the report, for example, I'm just taking the same report. So here, if you see this option, alert, right? So basically, this activator is natively integrated with this Power BI report. So either you can go and choose this option set alert. So here you can see add alert, or you can directly go to a specific visual and click this option alert. Right. So if I just go click, so you can see these are all the different visuals which I have in my report. So I can choose which visual where I want to create an alert. Right. So I can let's say I just choose this one, and here you can see the conditions. Right. So these are all the property that you have to configure, and this alert will be created under your workspace. Right? So you need to have a workspace with a fabric capacity in place. So for example, here you can go and choose where you want to create this item. Basically, it will create as a new item. So I can choose my workspace where I have a fabric capacity, and I can give some naming convention to this, and I can even create a new item. So let's say I'm just going to create a new one called a demo, and click confirm. So with that, the object will be created. The activator object will be created under this workspace. Once that object is created, you can start create alert. You can just go add alert, choose the same, and so this will allow you to go and change the condition. So it is trying to create an alert. Your alert is created, you can just go and change this, change by, increase by, decrease by, and even you can go with this option greater than, less than, right? So this level of options that you can configure. Say I'm just using some value, I can go and set this Teams or email. That's all. It's a similar setup which I showed on the other page. Just click apply. So now the alert is created. So we can easily go and check the alert. Right? So as we have created alert for the specific visual, you see this visual, this just shows the region wise the total quantity, the sales quantity, right? So basically two information, one dimension and measure, right? So this data, the data which is specific to this report, if I just show you as a table. So these data will be flowing as a streaming data to the activator. Just to check that, you can just go to open in activator. So it will open the new object. Just to show you, you can see there is a object created called demo. So you can see this is an activator. So we just open this now. So inside that you can see the region is an object which we choose that visual, and quantity is a measure which is automatically converted as a created as a property, and top of that alerts that we have configured. So this is already running, right? You can see, just go here, you can see the data is already pushing from Power BI to here. Right? So this data will be pushed or getting refreshed every 1 hour, right? So every 1 hour, so until you go and stop this, it will automatically push for every 1 hour, and these individual data points, right, region-wise quantity will be compared against the condition that we configured, right? So the condition we configured, and it will send an alert. So which means it is going to send an alert for every data points, not just for the one country, right? So as there are multiple rows, it is going to check for every individual row against each region, and it compare, and if the values are matching, then it will be sending an information. Right? So that level of compatibilities or feature capability is there. It is not just about Teams and email, right? So maybe think of a scenario where if there are some reasons you are building a report, the data quality reports or the job execution reports, right? The pipelines execution reports. So if you see there are any failures which you tracked, right? You can even use this fabric item as an action. If I just go and choose this, so this allows you to go and trigger a notebook or a pipeline, right? You can see these are all the different notebooks, and these are all the pipelines, right? So basically, it is going to trigger another item as part of the condition is meeting, right? It is not just about receiving an email notification or a team notification. You can even trigger another workflow which might be created as a notebook or maybe a pipeline. Right? So that level of native integration is there, and you just go and see this one, right? So as I mentioned, this has a native Power Automate integration. So here you can easily go and create an custom action, which is nothing but the Power Automate, and you just need to copy paste this in your Power Automate workflow, which is a triggering point for your workflow. So basically, the activator is the triggering component, and below that you can add all the actions. So as soon as the condition is met, the Power Automate flow will be triggered, and then all the workflow, the actions will be performed. Right? So yeah, so that's about the activator. So you can leverage this to have advanced alerting and notification system. Plus, additionally, you can even trigger the fabric items or Power Automate workflows based on the requirement. Let's go to the next use case. The next use case is real-time. So as you know, like you can create a real-time monitoring using Power BI dashboard. We used to create that. So now this feature called streaming data set is going to be retired by end of October. So if there are any existing solutions which you created using streaming dataset, which you have to migrate to Microsoft Fabric components, maybe the real-time hub or capable databases. If you're trying to create a new one, then you start create something with Microsoft Fabric items. So you will be, I think you will not be able to create streaming datasets now, as it is planned for the retirement. So we create streaming data sets. It's a kind of a push data sets, right? Under the hood, you can insert I mean, push the data from different services to this push data sets, streaming data sets, and that data can be visualized in a real time as a dashboard, or even you can use Power BI report as a visualization for these push data sets or streaming data sets. Right, so it supports APIs, Azure Stream Analytics, PubNub, and we use external services like Azure Event Hub, Azure Stream Analytics, right? So to push the data from IoT devices, and it has a limited customization in the sense like you're getting the data and you're just showcasing it in a dashboard, right? Even dashboard has a limited capability, just supports only a couple of visuals, right? So that's how we used to go with real-time dashboards in Power BI. In recent times with this Microsoft Fabric real-time intelligence, you can do a lot of things, right? So Microsoft Fabric has a dedicated engine for the real-time intelligence to handle the streaming data using Event House and streaming event streams plus the and a lot of possibilities in the sense like it has a lot of connectors to get data, right? The IoT devices, a lot of other sources. So with that, you can easily bring the data to the fabric through this real-time intelligence hub, and you can easily do processing, the transformations, and then you can push it to the target system. There are a lot of target systems like the event house, right? Or you can directly push the data to the activator for alerting systems, or you can even take the data to the one lake for any further transformations using notebooks or data science experiences. Right? So a lot of possibilities on the source plus the target side. And it has integrated services to support even services like the job events, which is happening within Microsoft Fabric, the workspace events, which is happening within the Microsoft Fabric, right? So all the internal events also captured as a streaming events, which is something can be handled by real-time intelligence. And then, of course, the real-time dashboards is also there, right? So you have a new feature called real-time dashboards, which can sit on top of this real-time intelligence event house databases, and you can see the real-time informations on this dashboard instead of you go and build a Power BI dashboard for the real-time. Right. On top of that, you still can have Power BI dashboards connected on top of this event house databases. Right. So this is how the high level flow, right? You can connect to different data sources as it has supported multiple connectors, and real time hub where you can do the processing of the events through event stream, and you can easily analyze that using a dashboard, so using KQL query sets and even the real time dashboards, and you can even take an action with the help of activator. So all are natively integrated. So it is just more of go and connect to the sources and build the event houses, dashboards, and activators. So these are all the features. Connector, I'll quickly show you some of these connectors, and then fabric events. Like this is what I was saying. Like you can even create alerts or maybe streaming the events to the from the jobs which you scheduled, maybe a notebooks or a pipelines, and one lake events if any file is created, deleted, right, edited, and workspace item events like any object got created in workspace. So those sort of events are considered as a streaming events, and you can easily go and subscribe, right? If anybody has deleted a file in one lake or in a workspace, so the event will be triggered and that data will be pushed to the real-time intelligence. On top of that, you can go and create an alerts. And integrated services, so real-time dashboards, you have a native integration with Copilot, Activator for alerts and notifications, and additionally you have one lake integration for the same data. Let's see this in action. So real-time hub, it has multiple components. So probably I'll quickly show you some of the components, right? So if I just go to the click new item, you can see different options like event streams can be created, and you'll have KQL query data sets. I mean, you can see like these are all kind of informations or the objects which are grouped by data objects, right? The track data, prepare data, and all. But these are all the components. So KQL query set, event stream, event house. These are all the individual components which you have under real-time intelligence. To perform the end-to-end operations, these components will be created, and using these components, you can bring the data to the real-time event house and then process it and then visualize it or get it alerted using Activator. So you have a dedicated hub, the item here, which is called real-time. You can go there, and very recently, team has revamped this entire stuff, right? So you can easily get all this information in the top itself. You can easily understand, you can easily create I mean, you can act on the job events, and a lot of guidance informations are already available. And these are all the different options, right? So you can go to the data sources, and these are all the different data sources are supported where you can bring the data to this real-time hub. So Azure Event Hub is there. These are all the samples, Azure IoT devices, One Lake events, Fabric workspace items. And other than Microsoft, you have Amazon Kinesis data streams, Kafka, Apache Kafka, and even you have databases, right? So the change data capture, which you want to track it more of a near real time, you can still use this as a source within the real time hub. And you have some public feeds also, right? Uh, that level of integrations are available natively, and even you can go and create a custom streaming options, right? So maybe you build a Python application or maybe a web-based application which can even stream the data, which can easily ingest to this real-time hub, which I'll quickly show you. And then these are all the Azure services. From on Fabric side of things, so you can create a real-time intelligence for the job events. Job events like these are all the events: item job created, job status changed, job succeeded, job failed. If any of these actions are happening or the status is going, right, then capture that data point and keep it in your event stream, event house, SQL databases, and you can even create an alert on top of that. And workspace, one like event, these are all the items: file created, deleted, renamed, folder created, deleted, renamed. And from a workspace item perspective, item created, succeeded, failed, update. So these are all the different kind of an status that you might see when there is a action happening, right? When you try to create a file, if it is success, failure, right? So based on that condition, you can easily act with the help of activator. Right, so let's go into the action. Maybe we can start with the sample one. Right? So let's say go with this bicycle rental. So here we have to give the source. Just go with the default one. Click create. So this initially will create a uh, issue. So this will create a event stream, and just go with this hello taxi. Just creating a event stream. Connect this one to the one. Maybe I'll quickly show you the available one which I created already. So if you try create, basically it will create a event stream. So the one which I'm opening is a event stream. So here you are going to configure the sources. So since we are taking the sample, you can see the yellow taxi is the sample streaming data. So which gets the real-time data, which you can see it here. Right? And then this is the place where you can see the data preview, and on top of that, you can go and do the transform events, right? So the transform events like filter, manage fields, and manage field is just select specific fields, aggregate. So these are all the different transformations which you can perform on top of this streaming data. And from a destination perspective, you can directly send this data to activator for any alerts, and you can send it to a custom endpoints, event houses, lake houses, or even another stream. You can pass this data as an input to the another event stream. So that is also possible. So here I just created one to land it to the event house. So here we just need to configure the event house on which workspace, right? So on those sort of configurations, and from an activator perspective, what is the condition that we have to configure, and what is the activator that is already might be created, or you can go and create a new activator. So this is how the data is flowing from the streaming services or streaming devices, and land it to the event house under the hood. It is KQL databases, right? So KQL databases is nothing but that Azure Data Explorer that you have in Azure services. Right? So and again from a source perspective, you can connect to different data sources, sample data. So this is sample data, and you can have a custom endpoint. Right? So I'll maybe show you one scenario, maybe a kind of a scenario. This might be you tried with Power BI, Power Automate, maybe using that push data set, right? So you might have created a push data set, and might be receiving some information, maybe using SharePoint or maybe in any form of data capturing options, right? So and then we typically create Power Automate, and then so here we used to have the Power BI push data set, right? So where you can choose that and we can ingest the data or insert the data to that push data set. So add rows to the data set. So basically, this is a push data set where we can easily push the data to this. So since this is going to be expired, retired, how you can leverage maybe the similar solution or a use case or even the scenario, right, with this real-time hub. So for that, you can just go and create a new event stream, as we are going to capture the data as an event stream from, let's say, Power Automate. So just go and create a event stream. Let's say one, we create. So this is a blank event stream where we have to go and configure the sources, and we have to go and configure the transformation and then the destination. So here you can see connect data sources. So we can go and pitch any of these data sources, which I already showed. But in this case, it is going to be a custom solution because I don't see Power Automate as a source. Power Automate is not a real-time data streaming connector. So for those kind of a scenarios, you can go with the custom endpoint. Right? If you go to the custom endpoint here, you can just specify the source name and then just click add. And then once it is created, you just go and publish once, so that you will be getting a custom endpoints which you can use it for any of your custom applications. In this case, Power Automate. Right, so the same endpoint can be even considered for your applications which you might be building using .NET or React or maybe Python. Right? So if you see here, this is loading. If I just go here, this is the event house namespace endpoint. You can see the information again here. So this has a different connectivity. It's either this can go through Azure Event Hub or AMQP DP protocol or Kafka. Right? So depends on the sources, depends on the application that you build, right? So if you're going with you going to any of this protocol, you can just choose them, and each of them will give you the endpoint. Right? So that endpoint you have to add it into your application. With that, the application can start ingest data, which will flow to this application. So it is still configuring. So maybe I'll show you the one which I already configured. So if you see here, this is just loaded already, and you can see even house, even hub names and SAS key authentications, right? So basically, we need this even hub name and then the key to access this event stream from any custom applications. So if I go to Power Automate, here you can see I'm using this send events, which is event hub, right? Azure Event Hub. Uh, you can just go and search for send events, so you will be identifying this action. And inside that, you need to configure the event hub name, for which you need to create a connection. So if you just go to add connection, so this is a place where you have to choose options, right? Access key or a enter ID integrated. You can just go and choose access key. And here you are going to pass that connection string, which comes with the access key. So if I just go here, you can see this is a connection string, which I have to copy and paste it here. And with that, I just go and create a connection, which I already created. You can see this is a connection. And here you can specify the content. So here I just hard coded, but in a reality, like you might be processing data in the above steps, and that processed data can come like a JSON format, kind of a key value pair as a content to this Azure event stream through the event hub, and then just click test. So now I'm just adding this value. So before that, I'll show you what is the value which we have. So these are all the previous test values. So now I can click save and test. So this will be executed, and then the data which you see here will flow to event stream. Right, so now this is succeeded. If I just go here and refresh, I should see the data here. So once the data is coming here, so next you can configure the destination, right? So whether you want to build an alert or whether you want to see here, this is the data we have pushed now. So the destination, as I mentioned, this can be activator or any of these destination. Right? So you can store all of them in an event house. So even from there, you can even take the data to one lake, right, as you have a native connectivity or native integration to one lake. So those sort of things is possible with real time. And uh, so on top of this data, right, maybe I'll quickly go to the event house which I already created. So after event stream, it is event house. So under event house, you can have KQL databases. Right? So this is the database which I created on top of one of the streaming events. So on top of, so here you can see the data. Right? So this is a real-time SQL database. Under that, this is the table. This is a table which is holding the actual data. So using this data, I can go and create a real-time dashboard. Right? So real-time dashboard again within RTI, within real-time hub. So you can see real-time dashboard. So here I can say RTI demo, click create. So this is a new component. It is not the Power BI dashboard. So here you can see the whole data comes as a table, and here you can go and add a new tile. Right? So for which you need to create a backend query or a data set. Right? So in this case, KQL query, because event house is it's a KQL database. To query that data, you need a KQL post query language. Right? So I just go to this new query or a new tile. So I can even try get it from my base queries. I can create multiple base queries. So if I just go click edit, so this is the query. Right? Basically, sample is a table, and here top 10 we are just filtering top 10. So basically, the Gusto query language is slightly different than the SQL. Which we can use to build this real-time dashboard. If I go new tile, I can go and paste it here. So here I can just say only the specific columns. For example, I can say project and then maybe uh, paramount. I can specify if there are any columns which I am interested in, I can simply add it here and I can verify it here whether I'm getting data. So I'm getting data. So I can just click apply changes. So it will come as a table, and in case if you want to change it, you just click edit again, and you will see these options, right? So visual type can be any of this. It's a lot of visuals are already supported, and we just go and update it. And with that, yeah, the dashboard is ready. Like whenever there is a new data flows through, right, it will automatically show the latest data. You can see it is automatically refreshing. So that's how we can build a real-time dashboard on top of your streaming data, which is sitting in your event house on SQL databases. And you can even go and create an alerts with on top of your SQL databases. Let me go back to the database. Time. Okay, so alert should be available. Yeah, I actually I missed that part. So alert can be created even directly from here. The data real-time hub house. Okay, probably that I have to check. But yeah, either you can create an alert on top of this data directly here, or you can even create an alert directly from the event stream. And these are all the different artifacts which you can create within Fabric. SQL query set, which can be reused across multiple dashboards for ad hoc analysis and notebook. And you have an one lake integration where the data can be easily pushed to the one lake. Data from this SQL databases can go to one lake. So that's how this works. And one real-time scenario would be like if you are working on a Power BI projects where you want to track the audits, right? The audits of how users are accessing these reports, each individual user queries, right? So the duration of the queries or the semantic model refresh timings, right? So all will be captured So previously we used to handle or capture those logs using Azure Log Analytics, right? So now these logs can be routed to this event house, right, through the workspace monitoring. If you go to the workspace here under Azure connections, you can go and create a log analytics. So this is an Azure services where you can push all these logs to that Azure log analytics. Now within Fabric, you have this out of the box option called monitoring, right? So this is nothing but it is going to create a new event house. This event house is going to capture all your logs, logs related to Power BI. Right? If I go to that event house, so under that event house, you can see that monitoring KQL database. So this is a read-only database. Cannot go and modify anything. And you can see out of the box, these are all the tables. And for Power BI related stuff, so this is the table that we have to refer, semantic model logs. So any operations that we do on Power BI, right, in terms of semantic model refresh or accessing the reports, all will be captured here with additional information. And you can easily, I mean, it is the same information which we typically get in Azure Log Analytics, right? So the similar information which you can see it here. And on top of that, you can either create a regular Power BI report or maybe the real-time dashboards just to understand what is my top five queries, right? The queries which are taking more time as part of the report access, right? Or which user is accessing or triggering more queries, right, as part of accessing the report. So all sort of information will be available here, and this can be a single source of truth for you to understand the performance metrics of your Power BI reports and semantic models. So yeah, that's about the RTI, which you can use to build the real-time dashboard. And the maybe a third use case I was referring to this building a home page for Power BI apps, right? So even I have a video posted on my channel where I just explain how to use Power BI dashboard to build a custom home page within Power BI apps. So for those kind of a scenarios, you probably you can go and use the new feature called org apps, right? Organizational apps. So that gives you some level of customization uh, compared to the native apps. So if you see R gaps, so these R gaps, it's similar to the native apps. So the native Power BI app, which is supported only one app for one workspace. Within that, you can create multiple audiences. Whereas R gaps, where you can create multiple apps within workspace. Each app can have a different set of reports. I'll just quickly show you. So this can be considered to build a home page. You cannot have a complete customization on building a home page for your Power BI app. So this comes with a out of the box feature where you can create a overview page. So there you can show all the list of reports in a single screen where user can easily click and navigate to that specific report. So just go click add content. Let's say I'm just trying to add a couple of reports. Yeah, and of course this supports this real-time dashboard. And plus, if you have any notebooks where that notebooks is showing some sort of a visual as a response, right? So that notebook also can be added as one of the component within these R gaps. So this can add all of them, and you can see like it is a similar stuff. Like you can see the report preview here, and you can just save and you can share it with the customer. And additionally, you can create these are all default stuff which you even see on the regular apps. Section links, workspace content is trying to add more content, and this is the one new addition. I can say this is a home where I can have this built, and I'll just move this to. So this is how it would be. Like I can move this to the top. Right? So now this would be my landing. So user can see this as a home, maybe or a overview page with all the default themes. That's all. Right? So user will see this the list of reports here, and we can even add sections here, and then group them, and user can easily click, and it will take them to a respective report. So some level of customizations like the themes, icons, which you have already, it's already there here. And all sort of features that we have in Power BI apps is already there. Additionally, these kind of grouping, navigations, all sort of additional features also there. So which you can easily check how the preview would be and all. This is how the preview would be. Yeah. Maybe we can consider this as a building a custom homepage. Maybe in future we can expect more customization, but at least a page where we can see show all the list of reports with different groupings. Yeah, that's all I have for today. Yeah, maybe if you have any questions, maybe you can ask me now, as we have 1-2 minutes. Otherwise, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn or Twitter for any of your queries related to Fabric or VI. Yeah, I see a hand.
Yeah,
Varshini,
there
do you
is a
have?
question. Yes, let me unmute her. Yeah, Varshini, can you please unmute yourself and you can speak?
Yeah. Thank you. Hey, Hari. Thank you for this session. I just have one quick question. So in the log that you were pulling, so I
Mhm,
see there were many data that was pulled. So like activity that was showing different activities that is done in the Power BI report. So is there
yeah,
any way that when we have a slicer, okay, so the
mm,
user will select different slicer option, right? By any chance, does
mm,
this record that selections or anything as well here, like what activity they have done in the report?
mhm. Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, it is not capturing, okay, this is the slicer used by this user. Within this slicer, this is the value it is captured. So that level of information, at
It
least from a
doesn't.
GUI perspective, no, actually the information is captured. Basically, you have
Okay.
to slightly transform that information for your requirement. For example, if you see here, discovery, execution metrics. So this data comes with your actual DAX query, which you have executed. Basically, each
Yeah.
visual in Power BI has a DAX query. I think I have not executed any report. So that DAX query is captured here. On top of the DAX query, whatever filters or slices which you use, right, that is also available on that query. It basically you have to process that query to understand what are all the slices are added into that visual query, and you can easily take out. Basically, this data can take it into a notebook, right? So there you can easily extract those additional filters which comes as part of the slices, and you can understand. Okay, these are all the slices used by this user, and it also comes with a visual ID. I don't have a right data to show you. Information is not directly available. Right? Just to simplify my answer, that information is not
Okay.
directly available, but you can process. For example, this is a query which got triggered by one of the visual, and this comes with the treat as, and if there are any slices, it will comes with the filter. The DSO filter is a external filter which is applied by the users from the slices. So you can process
Okay.
this, and then you can understand user has done any slicer interaction, and
Okay.
you
So
can
this
comes
is
you can
working.
see the visual ID.
Got it.
Hmm.
So this is working
Correct.
in both import and direct query also, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So you can understand the visual. So visual ID, you can using report metadata can easily relate this visual ID belongs to which visual, and from that you can understand this is the query. So if you see anything underscore filter table is additional filter or explicit filter which is added by the slicers. You can have a lot of
Got it. Got it.
filter tables if there are a lot of slicers.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Hari.
So Copilot, Naveen, your question, how to integrate Copilot with Power BI. So Copilot is an out-of-the-box feature in Power BI, right? So if you go to Power BI report, you will see Copilot on the top. If you have a paid capacity, then you will be able to access the Copilot. So you no need to do any custom integration. So here you can see on the top. So this is not a paid capacity. This is a trial capacity. That's why this is disabled. But if you have a Fabric paid capacity, then you will see the Copilot. Okay, it's already overrunning. Thank you guys. In case if you have any queries, you can reach out to me on my LinkedIn.
Thank you, Harry. Thank you so much. Thanks for giving this session. And I have already posted your
Thank
LinkedIn
you.
handle in the chat. So thank you.
Thanks, Rajendra. Thanks for your
Thank
team.
you.